Oh wow, we're live.
We
And
are
we made
live.
it
We are
two
live.
weeks in a row. Two
2
weeks in
weeks.
a row. Can you believe that?
After we've been missing for how long?
We was missing for a good like dang near 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's all good. We here right now.
Yeah, we made it. We made it. Sweet Candy's going to join us in a minute. Didn't nobody tell her to go to Starbucks at the last minute? That heifer there, boy. I
Is
take
that what
her
she
every day.
said? She said
Yeah,
Starbucks.
I just had to stop at Starbucks, but she's also moving too. She's also moving too, so that's what's taking so long. But for those of you who do not know, welcome to the Baltimore Washington Connection podcast show.
That's what we
We
is.
have got some
Yo.
exciting topics today.
Yes,
Some
yes.
extremely
Very
exciting.
interesting topics, by the way. Very interesting. I looked at them like at the last minute. I'm like, what the hell are we about to talk about today?
Hey, oh my goodness! I mean, look, I just put it like that because I felt like we are getting better. We're going to get better at our professionalism with this and continuity.
We are
Eventually, we'll actually
professional.
promote the show. Okay, one day we'll promote the show and we'll collaborate on what it is we're going to talk about. Because I was like, I put a bunch of messages in the group as things were popping off, like the guy that delivered the DNA test on the baby's third birthday.
Okay, so that shit was crazy.
Oh, I was floored. I was just like, oh, I know she devastated. I know she's hurt.
I didn't look. I saw it, right? And I didn't even want to push on the video. I just read the captions and that was enough for me. I was like, I don't want to look at the damn video and see it.
Girl, I was waiting for Mari to pop out. I'm like, where's Mari at? I was waiting for him to pop out in the video. If you believe that your child is not yours, give me a call. Like
Jerry Springer, all that shit.
Okay. But yeah, we got a lot. It's some exciting things going on right now. Unfortunately, we are dealing with a second wave of the pandemic. Yeah. And I want to tell people though, take it serious. I came back from Kansas City. I was in Kansas City with my family all for 3 weeks. I was at home with my family and had no issues with Corona. There were some family members and close friends that, were dealing with it that had tested positive and so forth. And, they tested positive back at home. And,
hey.
Can we get your whole face on the screen, please? Can you?
I know. I'm trying to get it together. You know, I ain't perfect.
Okay, all we got is an eyeball.
Yeah, just an eyeball.
Hey, listen.
Move over,
I ain't perfect.
All right, come on, Starbucks. So anyway, we had tests. I had some friends at home that that were quarantining themselves. So I come back to DC, and I have been around family all day. So I come back to my lonely apartment that I missed so much, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see, if I can link up with my friends because I have not seen my friends in DC really since the quarantine started. Like we really haven't seen each other. Yeah. And I'm feeling like, man, I just miss my friends. And so we went to dinner at Yard House because Yard House on 7th Street in Chinatown is open. Yeah. And you can dine in or you can dine out, that sort of stuff. And they kind of spaced things out to where, it was a little bit of social distancing. And so we're all at dinner and my friend is like, oh, my brother tested positive for Corona. What? And then my other friend is like, my husband is having, has symptoms. I'm like, what? Within the next week, both of them had to hit me up. I tested positive for Corona.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
No, my friends did. And I'm sitting here like, are you serious? So I'm like, well, what are the symptoms? So over the past week, like I was telling Anissa before we went live, I had been dealing with a headache. I was talking to my aunt about it. She's like, don't worry, Alyssa, you're fine. It's probably just allergies, in which I think it was because today I worked up, I was perfectly fine. So I haven't had any symptoms. I hadn't had a fever. Like one of my friends, she does not have a taste or smell right now. And it's been about a week. It's been about a week. I can taste everything. I can smell everything. Trust me, I can smell everything because this heat right here got my underarms on something other. I'm in here pouring vinegar in the bathtub. Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying?
So do you not feel good?
No, I feel perfectly fine. Like, I feel fine in my body. I know now you saw us the last day I was in Kansas City because we and Candy did get to link up, which was really great. And we was on one. We had we had crushed a bottle of Fifth of Douce. We had been drinking. I had to get up early, get on the plane. Like, we was doing too much. Like, I had told my mom was like, you need to slow down. You're not young no more. I mean, we had drank so much. So when I came home, it was like my body crashed. I felt like
I was dehydrated.
Man,
all that shit.
Water. I've been cleaning myself. 100% cranberry juice, tart cherry juice, carrot juice. I just been trying to flush my body because I know I did way too much in Kansas City.
Well, you know something, because we are getting a little older. And this week I was feeling a little under the weather, and I'm like, oh shit, because mind you, I've been traveling, my kids been traveling. I don't know anyone personally with COVID, but I do know people. Well, I do know people who have died from COVID, but that's someone that I grew up with in Kansas City. In Houston, he's in his 60s. I don't know, what happened and what was the process with that. But I was feeling under the weather to the point where it was like, oh damn, I think I didn't call a cold. I had a NyQuil myself. I took some oregano shots. I feel fine. You know what I mean? So my thing is, if I would have went to the hospital, would they have told me I had COVID?
Right. I think I might have had it.
I'm not going to get tested. If I don't feel sick, I wasn't coughing. I had no cough. I wasn't sneezing. And I really do think it was allergies, because I was kind of getting like a little runny nose. Just a little headache. It was allergies for me. My friends, they said they tested positive, but my friend did say that one of them said she lost her appetite. She was feeling fatigued. She had a cough. She didn't say she had a fever, and she said she had chills, but she said the symptoms went away within 2 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what, as human beings,
different.
Like as human beings, we're running and we're doing things all the time. So if we took a time out and took some self-care, I wonder, would it be COVID? You know what I mean? Like, maybe some days you don't feel 100%. You know what I mean? But what if you took time to nurse yourself? When was the last time your friend drank some water?
I know that back in February, my teacher came into the classroom and she complained of ear infection, bacteria infection. She could barely breathe as she came to class. And I said, why did you come to class with these symptoms? She had all types, like 3 different infections going on and could barely breathe. That's the first thing I heard her say. She had a hard time breathing. Not a couple of days after she left that classroom, we were all dropping like flies. Yep. And I felt like I remember that day because I was having night sweats. I'm achy body, all that. And I associated that with the flu. And I remember like being so congested that I couldn't really breathe. And I remember like as it began to like be on the rise, they were like, get the heat to you. As soon as I got the heat to me, it was gone within 3 days. Yeah. I didn't get tested for it. But yesterday when I was working with my client, she told me that she had COVID, and that's why I didn't see her for a month, because she was wanting to make sure she was okay. And I said, you know what? I think I might have had it, and it's early before it really hit. I think I might have had it.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
She was telling me, she was like, go get an antibody test just to see if it was in your system, because now that it's possible, they're saying that if you had it once, you could get it again, especially when the fall comes around.
Wow.
I'm not doing that.
When I came home from Christmas, everybody at my mom's house, all of a sudden towards the end of my trip, I just started feeling sick. Like I'm coughing. I'm coughing up all of this. Let me tell you something. The mucus was, I've never had mucus coming out of my body like that. Exactly. Never had mucus coming out of my body like that. I was blowing my nose and I could have just kept blowing and it just kept going.
That's exactly what I experienced. I could not stop blowing my nose. It was so much mucus.
It was bad. And then I was coughing it up and it was a nasty color. And the thing about it is when I got off the plane, when I landed in DC, I could not smell anything and I could not taste anything.
Yeah.
And I had a really nasty cough. Like it was just bad. I
had my taste, I had my smell, I just could not. I was so congested, and I remember sleeping at night and I couldn't breathe. And it wasn't until I brought a humidifier and I did what my friend told me. She said, get heat to you. And I got heat, like using the neti pot and stuff. That went away within 3 days. But I'm thinking that if I didn't do that, it could have gotten down to my lungs. It could have been a lot worse. But I did what he told me to do. And then I, within a couple of days, I was fine.
Well, I really don't get sick often. I did get sick around that same time, but I work in a office full of Caucasian people, and sometimes they tend to just get sick all the time. I keep my immune system pretty level, and I contribute a lot of that to marijuana. I think that people need to really take the time out and study more about marijuana and how important it is, how important the hemp flower is, and get your bodies together. That's really what it sounds like. Folks need to get their bodies together. Doing all this drinking ain't where it's at. It's dehydrating you. It's tearing you apart.
And that's
smoking marijuana, edibles.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all couldn't breathe. And let me tell you something. I was feeling sick Monday.
Yeah.
This is terrible. This ain't for kids though. This is for people over 20, probably 5 or 6, maybe even 30. I do think for grown folks. Right. I wasn't feeling right. I took some NyQuil. I smoked some weed that was called Death Star. And let me tell you something.
Death Star got you right. Death Star got you right.
Good. I'm good. And I prayed. Okay. Jesus, no, this doesn't belong in me. You know that. My body is a temple full of nothing but pure sweetness.
Yes, and Death Star.
And Death Star. Marijuana is good for you. I'm telling you, it's good for you. Yes, it does a body good. It's good for, and I'm not saying you have to necessarily smoke weed. Edibles. Come on, CBD. Let's explore this. Let's really get with this. Come on.
CBD, CBD, the real marijuana, not this stuff on the streets. I can't do stuff on the streets.
I'm not necessarily talking about, because I will travel to a dispensary.
Yeah.
But I support Black businesses. So the man on the street with good marijuana, I support Black businesses. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But
right.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I had put up my I put away my sheets and stuff. And I bring them out every once in a while. In all honesty,
every day.
every once in a while, I have to calm my nerves and get creative. I will say this: when I was like smoking heavy, when I lived in the old apartment, Anissa, when I was smoking like heavy, I was so creative. I was a go-getter. I'm not gonna lie. I went to Memphis to interview the custom pastor. This was a high ass idea. Like I had ideas and I was making moves, and I was more creative with my broadcasting and podcasting. I really was. I'm not gonna lie to you. So when I had stopped smoking, I just kind of, that creative mind, I'm like, where's my creative mind at? Like, where's my motivation? I'm not gonna lie, it did in some ways motivate me. The problem
It's in a hybrid somewhere. It's in a hybrid somewhere.
The problem I have is the way I was smoking. Like, DC is a different city, okay? DC is different. These people will put you on to sheets and funnel. You can Google that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google that. Sheets and funnel.
Like, here's the thing. You gotta have bamboo papers. That's the best papers to do sheets and funnel with. You get bamboo papers, and then you have whatever your desire is, whether it's Gorilla Glue, cookie jars, and all crazy names.
You're saying some good stuff. Preach.
Yeah. I recently had some Gorilla Glue. Now that shit smack. I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyway, so then you go get the funnel loose, and you have to get a particular pack of funnel. It's the brown pack that says funnel. And it's like $4 at the store. So you get the funnel loose. It's nothing but a big ass tobacco leaf. We got an echo going on. It's nothing but a big ass tobacco leaf. And is it still echoing on your side?
No, it sounds clear over here.
Okay, so it's like a big ass tobacco leaf, and you basically dry it out and sprinkle it on top of the weed and roll it up with the sheet. And it's like the most amazing combination that I've ever had. And I was hot. I mean, I was high, and everybody in my neighborhood was, was a weed man. So if I get up before work and I ain't got no more tree, I knew whose door I could knock on at 8:00 in the morning. Like I knew, I'm like, hey, look, I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get right before work. You know what I'm saying?
When I hung out with you that night, when I came up to DC and hung out with you down to DC, yo, you knew just about everybody the damn block, the damn neighborhood.
Everybody
knew Nova.
Hey, that's that Kansas City in you. You gotta know your neighbors though. You gotta know your neighbors.
Everybody in the neighborhood.
You better know your neighbors.
She had tell her about that one time, Nova. We were walking to the store. That guy came up on us.
Let me tell you something. Just recently, I was watching Anissa do this workout on these stairs, right? And she was trying to get up these stairs. And I'm like, girl, move your arms. Like, she was really trying to get up these stairs. I'm like, wait a minute. I know she can move faster than that. I've seen her move faster than that. So it was for my birthday. So we walk into the grocery store around the corner.
I'm from Baltimore, okay? We don't play this shit, but go ahead.
So we walk into the store, right? And we on our way to the store, and my friend Greg pulls up on his little motorcycle, and he's got this what was it like? It was like a scary ass mask he had on.
Scary ass clown mask, and
it was a clown mask.
We like midnight or something out in the middle of the night.
And he's on his little scooter bike, and I don't know that it's him.
We Southeast DC, right?
No, we was in Northeast at that time. Okay. I'm in Southeast now. So he's on his scooter bike, and he's trying to get our attention. Like, come here. I turn around and look. Anissa is down the streets.
I am down.
She got on some raggedy Ugg boots. I told her to put on.
Not moving.
I'm sitting there like,
hey, wait for this.
I'm looking like ain't nobody finna play with me out here, so I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Because my neighborhood is good.
She clearly was unbothered. I was like, yo,
who is this playing?
He stopped. I mean, you should have seen the way he just stopped dead ass in the middle of the street.
Just looked like
clown mask on and just looked at us and stuff. Like he was about to like pull out a gun on us.
Anissa dipped.
I dipped because we don't wait around to try to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We don't try to figure it out. You get low real quick.
And then he took the mask.
Show me what you got.
He took the mask off. I'm like, what you doing with this mask on? He like, I'm trying to show you my leg, because he got one leg. He real insecure about his leg. He done lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. So he pointing to his leg with the mask on. Like I'm supposed to know that this is your one-legged ass out here on the motorcycle.
Lieutenant Dan with a mask on.
But the way he stopped.
You irritate my soul. Hey, Till, hold on, I gotta say, Till, did you just hear her talking about Lieutenant Dan? I gotta give my cousin a shout out because she watch our show every day. We did a birthday party for our little cousin, and after that, the adults start kicking it. So she texted a picture to us like, I felt like Lieutenant Dan on my birthday.
Who's Lieutenant Dan?
From Forrest Gump.
Who?
Lieutenant Dan ain't got no legs.
Oh my God!
They should have let him die. They should have let Lieutenant Dan die. That's what he said. Because he had to live with no legs.
To our veterans who have lost limbs, I do not agree with that statement. For those of you who have served the country and you may have lost limbs.
Oh my God. I do know who Lieutenant Dan is. That just was slow. That was so slow. I got it now. My man over here helping me out. Shout out to my man over here on the side. He helping me out.
Anissa said she booed up. She booed up. Okay, so let's just talk about this stimulus check. Okay,
we get ready to get a stimulus check. Talk to me.
So Trump lied. Trump said we was getting ready to get thousands of dollars. They talking about that same tired ass $1,200.
I don't think that we're going to see the stimulus check until the end of August, maybe September. I don't see them closing the deal by August 7th because on August 7th, they go into recess.
Okay.
They're going into recess on August 7th, and I don't see us making it.
Because and what's the big argument? Unemployment?
Well, the big argument is that Democrats want to continue with the $600 federal aid for unemployment. Yeah. And the Republicans, they want to drop that down to $200, which I think is not going to be good because This was a lifeline for a lot of people when it came to rent.
Yeah, yeah.
And most people who are suffering in this were already low income people. Okay? And we're seeing high numbers of evictions as the moratoriums have expired. People are up for evictions left and right. People are getting put out on the streets. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
then what happens when everybody's out on the street and everybody's required to wear masks?
Well, you know what's going to happen is we're not going to have any low-income housing in the suburban areas, as Trump told his suburban voters. So we're going to be stuck. We're going to be stuck. And then just think about it. Once you get evicted, that makes you an at-risk renter.
Yeah.
So you're going to have difficulty with getting.
You're going to have difficulty to go. Yeah.
What's going to happen is Black people, particularly, because we are suffering the most in this economic fallout. Mm-hmm. Black people are going to have to start working together so that we can survive this thing. And it's going to be hard to have your cousin who still live in your house. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it 100. Because I got a
white baby mama. That's all I'm saying. And his white baby mama. The cousin he got a white baby mama with 5 kids. They all got to come live with you. Is that what you're saying?
I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. You niggas ain't coming over here. I'm going to tell you that right now. Don't you
Would you let your cousin, who has a white baby mama, and 4 kids, 2 of them are girls, 2 of them are boys, they all mixed, would you let them come live with you right now?
No. And no, and I'm saying that just because I like my space. Shit.
Yeah, I do too. I like my space, but I'm gonna let you know. It is only 1 HBIQ up in this. Okay.
So what you're saying, it would be a problem.
It wouldn't be a problem because of race. It would be a problem because I like my space, and I don't want a whole bunch of people in my house. And I got 3.
No, it'd be a problem with a young white girl being in Alyssa's house. I would say with her black man. What?
Why would you say something like that?
And her black sons and her mixed daughters.
You know what? I'm not dealing with Candy today. And no, it would not be a problem.
It's Saturday and it's live and I'm waiting on this stimulus check and I'm upset. Don't cut that unemployment like that. Maybe not 600, but at least 4. Like you said, so what about the people who qualify for unemployment, but they only get like $100 a week?
I'm not getting the weekly benefit, so I can
look. And then really $1,200, I guess that's cool. But really, if you're taking out trillions of dollars, how the hell do we only get 1,200? You know what I mean? I don't. And then all these businesses, large corporations are getting all this money. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? I really, really don't get that. Like, I'm good with money. I'm good with zeros. It's, to me, something ain't adding up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think that what they need to do is for people who aren't really making money is they need to make a universal income for a lower class of people. Some type of stipend to go along with their money. Like if you're making minimum wage, everybody knows minimum wage in this country is not going to cut it. Right. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that that's not going to cut it. So why are people not receiving an additional stipend to go along with people who are in a certain income bracket? Because not having money is stressful, Then I'm going to have to let my cousin and his white baby mama come stay with me because I don't want to see the little babies out on the streets.
But I
would have a problem with it.
But you know what this is, right? To me, and this is just my opinion, I think this is just a form of another form of control. If they can get us to be deprived of these so-called benefits that they think they're giving us, well, then it forces us to go back out and work. But to what? With the corona thing going on, it's just another form to me of control of how they get us to take away from us and give us. The same thing with Section 8 and all benefits, food stamps, all the stuff that they give to us. That we're like, the Democrats are saving us, they're protecting us. But meanwhile, that's just New Age slavery. It just keeps us in battle anyway. And then you turn around and then they just give and they take. And then, like you said, Nova, until we come together, become more independent and more self-sufficient with our and we get wiser instead of taking $1,200 and going buying a damn TV at Walmart and shit, then maybe we can get, we can be more powerful in the decisions, and people can't just control whether you have a roof over your head today or not.
You know what? Honestly, those of the family who are doing well have to do a better job, than the ones that aren't doing well. You know what I mean? Everybody has people in their family who they know just aren't wrapped. And instead of us just kind of writing them off, charity starts at home. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows somebody in every type of situation that we talk about, that we continue to talk about, that we continue to deal with. You know what I mean? But a lot of times you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with that cousin. You don't want to deal with that aunt. You don't want to deal with that uncle. But and then on the flip side,
potato salad is trash. Okay, the potato salad.
And on the flip side, I need baby boomers to kind of get with it. On the flip side, I need baby boomers to kind of get with it, because really, and maybe this is me being biased, but really that generation, man, they need some work. They need some help. You know what I mean? And right now, with everything that's going on in society, I think that they're really suffering right now because they're having maybe like flashbacks or something like that. But really, that generation of people needs to be a little more open-minded. They need to do a better job as far as in their community, in their families, and just being better. Like, even if I'm a grandma, you know what I mean? So sometimes I have to do like grandma stuff. Like, if you 50 and 60 and you're a grandma, do some grandma shit. You know what I mean? Like, for the community, sit around and talk to some girls and teach them how to sew. And if you don't know how to sew at 60 or something, learn it with your old ass. You know what I mean? If you're older, get in the kitchen or something to make something. If you somebody's old ass grandpa, stop teaching them. Well, don't listen to NBA YoungBoy with them. Turn on the Isley Brothers or something. Teach them something. Don't sag your True Religion jeans, grandpa. Don't wear a fitted hat. Get a Kango. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, it's some fine ass grandpas out here.
Yeah, it is. It's some dilfs.
I mean, they be having that beard gang, and they still be dressing like they young. I be looking at some of these. Look. And let me tell you something. DC don't really have, when they look like that, they not sugar daddies. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know something?
They be
this
like,
is gonna sound terrible. And before I say it, disclaimer: I believe in COVID. I believe everybody should be wearing masks. I believe everybody should be taking proper protocol for what's going on now. But last Saturday, I went to a pool party that would rival Boosie's. And this is not, that ain't it wasn't as many people. But when I tell you I went to a pool party that was lit, it was lit. But that made me think about when you was talking about grandpas that look good, because it was some grandpas in there. It was some grandpas and grandmas and everybody. I said, let me tell you something. There's some action going on tonight.
They were there getting freaky in the pool.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. 50 is the new 30. 50 is the new 40.
I thought I was at a video shoot for 2 Live Crew. I said, is this Uncle Luke's house? I thought it was a Freaknik from 94.
Oh my God.
But it's people's, it was, and these people, grandmas, grandpas, they own homes, and it was nice vehicles outside, motorcycles and stuff. It was nice.
Oh, they said,
I will say grandma, grandpa. Grandma.
Yeah. 50 is the new 40. 40 is the new 30. 30 is the new 20. You know, a lot of us.
I feel 20.
Yeah, a lot of us looking good out here.
I felt 20 that night.
Over here, you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you, we some baddies out here.
Okay. Everybody at that party, they took their stimulus check and did responsible things with it.
Candy said, what did you say, Candy?
Everybody at that party was they did responsible shit with their stimulus check. They did all kind of stuff. These was business owners. I said, oh, this is nice.
Let me tell you something. I was blessed. I had the stimulus. I even got some business cash, from the SBA, thank you, Lord. And I took that money and I invested. And I took that money and I took care of credit. I took that money and did what I was supposed to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody,
Jesus.
Not everybody thought about doing it. I said, I don't know when this, pandemic going to stop. So I paid bills into August and September. Because I was like, let me make sure that my home is
Girl,
good.
You are so responsible.
I
saved most of my stimulus check, but I bought some weed.
No, just this time. I chose to be responsible because I knew what it was like in the past when I wasn't responsible.
Hey, I paid some bills, but I definitely bought some weed with my stimulus check. I bought a little bit of weed because I support black business. I support black business. It was Black Business Week.
I paid my credit. I ain't gonna lie. I paid off some credit cards with my stimulus. I put all that money towards credit cards and then turned around and did the same dumb shit.
That's responsible. You want to know what I did? Honestly, I was responsible for my stimulus check, but
black single female addicted to retail. Yes, mind your business.
I had my brother put my daughters on his credit cards though, because my brother is the one. Well, not the one, but my brother, as a young black man, has a credit score that's damn near 800. So he puts my daughters on his credit cards to boost their credit score. So when they want to get out here and get dirty, they got 700s.
That's what I did with my kids. My daughter has an 800 credit score, and I did that by putting her on my.
How old is she?
She's 23.
My son is 13. He has a very promising career in athletics. So if she maintains that score and no kids, let us know.
Keep it in the family. Yeah. Let's join it together. Let's keep it in the family, okay? Because that's what they do.
She's very frugal, though.
They like to keep it in our family when it comes. Anyway, yeah. So let's get on these shared money groups.
Okay.
Let's get on these shared money groups. Look, there's shared money groups out there, and everybody needs to be very cautious when putting money into this stuff because I got scammed. I'm not gonna lie, I got scammed out of $350 the other night.
You weren't alone. I got it too. $250 over here. Yes,
and I lost. Well, I didn't lose $250, but there's another group I put it in, but it's moving slow. So there's two things you got to be aware of.
Hold on, real fast. Are there Nigerians running these groups?
No, they're not heifer.
No, we don't not anyway. No.
So anyway, I got scammed out of $350, and then I put my money in a $250 board where the boards continue to split, which prolongs you from getting your money.
Yes.
So you have to be careful from those two things. If you are dealing with any of these groups, if you are, that's your decision, that's your business. I'm not promoting for you to do so on this podcast. But what I'm saying, if you do these groups, make sure you're dealing with someone that does it in a list form so that you don't have to worry about group splitting and it taking longer to get your money, and also transparent admins. If you cannot get in touch with an admin over the group, I suggest you not to join, because a lot of times they are the schemers, the scammers are skimming off the top. Don't deal with anyone like that.
Yeah. I would go as far as to make sure, like what we talked about earlier, get them on the phone, talk to them, fill them out, because they'll even respond to you on these groups and they're scamming, and they'll play you close. They'll play you close. That's what scammers do, right? They play you close so they can take your money, and then you turn around, you get caught up. So I say, like what Nova and I did, just getting on the phone with them and actually hearing their voice and filling them out too.
Yeah.
And make sure they're not Nigerian. And because if they're Nigerian, it is a scam.
Not say that, because not all Nigerians are scammers.
That's true. Sorry, not all Nigerians.
Some Nigerians are great. They
knocked you out. You over there in DC with a Nigerian swinging you, just throwing you around.
You hear how she said that, Candy? It's great. It
is. Did you know she's a soccer player? She's a soccer player. They got to run in the field. They're Nigerian. We whipped out that spear on her ass.
Right.
And then showed her to the money group. Whipped out the spear and showed her to the money group.
When you said that, Kate, she got real defensive. She's like, and great. And no, not all Nigerian.
She started growing dreads and went to the money group right there with that Nigerian.
Nigeria is absolutely great. Okay.
I believe it.
It is. And I think that there is a distinct difference. Okay. I don't care what nobody say. Let me get comfortable while I talk about this.
Come on, get comfortable.
You know what?
Okay,
maybe I'm a little jealous. Because the only Africans that hit on me are from Morocco. The only Africans that hit on me are from Morocco.
I don't know what the Africans are. I don't know.
Yeah, they coming up a little short over there. But what I'm telling you is this. Let me look, I done been to Africa. I ain't got I don't have a passport, okay? All I'm saying is it's a distinct difference. Because in my opinion, I remember watching Louis Farrakhan on the Breakfast Club talking about how the American black man's penis is shrinking. And I believe that to be true.
What? Okay, okay.
I believe that. I believe that.
Because I done went back and it wasn't the same on some of these brothers. I remember this one brother. I was like, well, dang, what happened to it? You understand what I'm saying? I'm serious. That has happened. Okay.
It might be Hennessy. It might be this special weed out here on these streets. It might be.
Come on now. So yeah. What I'll say is this: when I go to Nigeria, it's ready. It's ready to go. You ain't gotta start nothing out there. Okay? Ooh. Yes, ready. Ready. You hear me? Energized. I don't really be having to put in work. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'll be having to put in work.
You'll be having to put in work.
I know. I say you can come get some good lazy, okay? Because it's lazy around this way. I don't do too much.
Do y'all listen to the Lion King? Do you listen to like Afro beats?
Get your ass together.
I would listen to Beyonce, Black is King.
Honestly, I don't mind him dancing to the beat of that drum when he up. You understand what I'm saying? Because that thing be rocking. You feel me? I'm telling you, it's a distinct difference. Brothers in America, I don't know what y'all got going on, what y'all been eating. I don't know if you two turned out, because when they come around, it's like you got to do all this extra stuff just to get the thing going. Like, I got to do all of that. That's your shit.
It's on lean.
That's
on lean.
Get it together. Like, you don't come in here and I got to do all of this just to get you together. You
want to know something? It's true.
If it's new coochie, you understand what I'm saying? If you get some new coochie, you should be excited enough because it's new. But you mean to tell me you got to lift your leg this way, hold your arm up this way, pinch your nipple at the same time just to get your shit together?
For 5 minutes.
I know that's not. I know that is not okay. You gotta. I gotta work on you just for you to get together. That's not my fault.
You want to know what the problem is?
If I took this robe off, I promise to God, I would bless Facebook right now. I'm serious. Like she said, I played soccer.
Do it.
I ran track. I take do it. Girl, no, my mama and my family watching this, they would go crazy. I played soccer. I did all of that. Okay.
Just say Black Lives Matter. Just do it and say Black Lives Matter.
Black titties matter. Okay. But what I'm saying is, there's no reason for a man to see me completely unclothed and not be ready, like at least be halfway there. Y'all niggas is coming in here like, well, you gotta touch it.
You gotta put it away.
I don't like the way it looks right now.
It's a wet noodle. It's a wet noodle.
Oh, like no, I don't want to touch it all squishy and shit. Like, no, get on somewhere.
It's a wet noodle.
Like them, but I'll tell you, when Nigeria come through though, okay, that joint be standing at attention. 10 hut. Let's go.
Crystals.
Let's get it. Let's go.
And I think this goes both ways. I'm gonna take up for the lady. I'm gonna do take up for the guys a little bit too. I've been hearing like, yeah, the diet and how we show up is very important. If we're not eating right, dry coochie, limp dicks, it just happens. We gotta do better.
I mean, yes. Hey, Anissa, remember that time I had inbox you on Facebook?
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna tell the story. I'm about to tell the story. So
was he Nigerian?
No. It wasn't anyone that I was dealing with.
Was he Nigerian?
No. Anissa, remember when I called you and I told you I thought my joint was broke?
Yes.
Now you know what you remember now? Yes. Girl, remember how Issa Rae said, I think my pussy is broke? Girl, I thought my pussy was broke. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought it was broke down. I had
she's like in the middle of the night. She's like, Anissa, I gotta talk to you. I was like, what is going on?
I'm like, it's an emergency.
And when Nova wants to talk to you, she will call you and she will call. So I said, oh my God, I gotta talk to her. What's going on? She said, I think my pussy's broke. I said, what? And she, oh my God, go ahead, finish your story.
So, mind you, I had like bronchitis at this time. I had bronchitis. I've never had a respiratory infection in my life. So I was on the Z-Pack, which is a steroid. I was taking Mucinex, and then I was also taking codeine syrup. I was just messed up. I couldn't even go into my workspace for like a week and a half.
You was on lean.
Yes, I was leaning like
leaning.
And so once I finally started to feel like myself again, you know, I was in a drought season. Okay.
Yeah.
I was in a drought. And so, you know, when you're in a drought, you do some things to deal with your drought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I dealt with my drought, and it was really a drought. Like it was nothing down there, like no juices, nothing. Normally if I get myself together, I have to go clean up. It's a mess.
But I remember that.
It was broke.
It was nothing. It was broke. I swear to God, I kid you not. This was 2019. It was the day before Martin Luther King birthday holiday because everybody was off the next day. It was so on the ground. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, took my ass and went to the bus stop and got on the D6 and went to Sibley Hospital.
What did you write on the paper when they asked you what was wrong?
I was like, something's wrong.
He hit me up and was like, Anissa, my pussy broke. I think something's going on.
I was scared. I was scared. Like, it was dry.
Yeah.
I mean, completely like nothing. It was like the little stuff was coming out like, you know.
So when you went to the emergency room, you said, "Excuse me." They said, "Yes, ma'am. I am ill. What's wrong, ma'am? My vagina is broken."
Yes. They was looking at me like, well, I said, no, I don't think that's the case. I haven't had sex or anything like that. It wasn't no issue. I told them I think something is wrong. And I was like, it's just dry. And then they asked me what has been going on. I was like, well, I've been taking all these medications. Long story short, I found out that when you take these cough syrups and medicines, especially Mucinex, it dries the mucus out of your whole body. Even shit, okay? Yeah. So I flipped out. I was like, I ain't even married yet.
The nurses was really concerned too.
They was looking at me like, ma'am, this is not an emergency. I said, to who?
No, bullshit.
I said,
bullshit. They was really concerned on the low.
I was like, to who? Because I think it's an emergency.
Was it a black nurse? Was the black nurses wasn't concerned? The white nurses was concerned.
They was white and they was just like, ma'am, this is not an emergency.
Because they got dry things anyway. They dry.
Why?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have said that.
So hard on our.
Sorry, they dry.
Well, speaking of coochies and stuff like that, one must.
Well, let me say one thing real fast. You want to know a few of the issues? I don't know if you all go to the gas stations often, because I do. And if you ever just look behind where the little Iranian man is standing, you see all kind of pills around. Oh my God. Do you notice that? Do you know that men walk in there and they buy those pills?
That's probably why they get messed up out here.
Yes.
Yeah. No. And no, that's a real thing. All them Spanish flies, all them Japanese pills that dudes, they get high, they get drunk all day in their 20s and 30s. You know what I mean? And then they go and pop those pills, not knowing what Chinese fly they from. It ain't from the hint from the Chinese, whatever. Yeah. But they take them pills and they get all tore up. You know what I mean? And then they get mad when their girlfriends go and do something with another woman.
That's sad because they're so young. And I'm looking at young men, young brothers. Yeah. Like, you're only 34. Like, my homeboy, we was kicking it for a little bit, and I'm like, you mean to tell me you haven't ate all day and you in here drinking this Amsterdam like that? Like, you have not ate all day. And then you in here just looking like anything. Right. You're too young for that, nigga. You 34 years old.
Hey, it's funny you say that, because when I was like 27, 28, I was smashing a guy that was 34. And that's why I say that about the pills. I got a buddy, shout out to my buddy Trinae, because everybody needs a Trinae in their life, because just a detective just will come over and find anything. So I'm over there having a good time in bliss and just, sexual bliss. She come over on a late night because he had cooked, wonderful chef. And she just starts going through like his bathroom and stuff. And then, because I was telling her, like, there's no way. I'm a great lover. I don't want to blow my, I'm just a great lover. So I was like, but man, this dude ain't coming. Like we can go for hours, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I'm a great lover. You can't last in this sea of goodness that long. So I'm like, what is going on? She came over, and sure enough, he was taking them pills, and I said, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. But then that made me beat my chest even more. I said, boy, you gotta be doped up to handle this thing right here.
Oh, you irritating as hell. And on that note, we are gonna talk about that DNA test third Bday. Like, okay, so did you see the video?
I did not see the video. I just read the captions, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, I watched that messy ass video. I watched that.
But did you see how she just, I mean,
well, you want to know something? Let me play devil advocate. Let me play. What did he look like? What did he look like? What was he like?
I mean,
she was a pretty woman, and she was one of them pretty women where you could tell she was kept. You know what I mean? She was not artificial, but kind of artificial. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, what did you look like? And you knew the kind of woman you had. And let's just say that.
I feel like a lot of men go with them women because of the way they look and look past the insides. That's
you know who you're dealing with. You know who you're dealing with.
There's a guy
you came to the table with a little Gerald Levert, and she didn't want that Gerald Levert. She wanted a game. So therefore, you had to pay for that, for her to just walk around with you.
Right.
But the game got her pregnant.
A lot of men deal with women that look like that because of their superficial. And like I said, they look past the attitudes and the characters of these women. There was a guy a couple weeks ago, and we kind of talked about it last show. I love his Facebook, Michael. I think it's Michael Branch. He put up a live video and was saying that if you are a dime, your attitude can be on. You can basically have a shitty attitude and get away with it. Yeah. But if you're not as attractive and you have a shitty attitude, you can't get away with that. So I think that mentality is why this brother is looking at this DNA test and upset that he got duped, because you knew what she was, but because of the way she looked, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you get what I mean? Like, men put themselves.
But you know what? That happens to women all the time, and we acknowledge that with women all the time. Girl, you got played. That we acknowledge that with women whenever dudes are playboys or dogs and everything else. But men hate to realize that's too much woman for you. You know what I mean? One time I told my cousin that, like, hey man, the chick that cousin's dealing with, that's too much woman for him. He might want to slow down. You know what I mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? No. Sometimes the women be just too much. You know what I mean? And you a simple guy and you don't need all that. You know what I mean? And that woman, and then on the flip side, that man takes you for a run for your money. You know what I mean? If you just simple and you ain't about all that bullshit and about that life, don't be fucking with them. Don't be dealing with them people. Don't deal with them.
Right.
Yeah,
don't deal with them. But the video was good though. The video was good, but he knew the baby wasn't his. She knew the baby wasn't his. But why he gotta get out?
He said if you had a feeling the whole time, you should have checked it when you had that feeling instead of waiting until the third birthday. Because now you formed this relationship.
Baby's birthday. Like, why couldn't he?
He's messy because he got a boyfriend.
No, his feelings is hurt, and he wanted to do whatever he could to hurt them back. But what you have to understand, if you said I've had this feeling, then you should have checked it then. Why would you wait till you form a relationship with this little girl for 3 years and then drop the bomb? And then you know what he said? You and Nevaeh, the baby, got 30 days to get out of my house.
You and your daughter. You and your daughter. You want to know why? Sometimes when you're dealing with a messy man, we don't want to call it what it is. He probably got a boyfriend, and his boyfriend is probably upset about that. That ain't even your real baby. That ain't even, she don't even look like you. A lot of times, whenever I meet men that are too catty, I get to questioning a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. I don't judge people. Everybody can live their life, but whenever a man is too catty and they looking for, things like that, it's kind of like, who you going to the gym with, boo?
Right.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna front. The gay community is out here trying to buy some babies. They trying to get some babies, and a lot of times they can't create them in their own household. So they go out and they go. Yeah. I can say what I want to say. They go out, they buy babies, they create babies, they go and buy sperm and everything else. So he probably has a boyfriend. They probably are ready. Come on, man. R. Kelly came. What up, R? He came out with the Trapped in the Closet stuff a long time ago. That's not fake. None of that is fake. That's a real life. People need to stop that. That's real life.
Right. Wasn't that guy that played on The Wire that had the boyfriend that was in the video?
I'm sorry, I wasn't on The Wire.
Remember the guy that had the scar on his face, but he was gay.
Oh, I love that dude.
Yeah.
I cannot think of his name, but I love that guy.
I wasn't a Wire. I didn't watch The Wire all the time. Sorry, guys. You said,
but we know the dude with the we know the dude with the scar.
The one with the scar on his face was gay?
Yeah, his name was on The Wire. On The Wire.
Damn.
Yeah, because he had the dude sitting in between his little light-skinned dude with braids sitting in between his legs, rubbing his head. Everybody knew he was gay.
It'd be like that, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but it's a lot of guys running around them streets that you thinking that's his homeboy picking him up, and when they leave, something's going on.
Something ain't right.
I can't. That's the thing. But at the end of the day, we probably all done messed with a man that was bisexual. For real.
You said what?
I think we all probably messed with a guy that was bisexual.
Oh yeah. Ain't no think. I'm sure I am.
I know I did.
Unless you kind of maybe being with a guy from like maybe high school, junior high type of shit, and he's like really like a man's man, then maybe not. But if you out here dating and you 30 and 40 and you meet a guy.
Yeah, I did at least 3 times. The last situation, I felt it. And I asked him, I said, "Are you into men?" And he looked at me, he said, "No," but I felt it. Because we were driving somewhere one day, right? And there was this tranny down there off of North Avenue, and he was looking extra hard at this tranny, and I felt it. I said, "I think he's gay," and he don't want to tell me, but I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Needless to say, I stopped talking to him, but I was like, I felt it, and I just asked him an honest question, like, "Are you gay? Are you?"
Did he get offended?
He said, he said, "No, I'm not bi." That was his response. "No, I'm not bi." That was too like, yeah, you are.
If you would have asked my buddy Tyrell that shit, he would have went off on you sideways. He might have slapped shit out of you. Who the hell you talking to?
His was very like, no, I'm not.
Candy.
Real chill. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you a question. It just left my mind.
He was looking at that ass. I mean, because that ass was fat, right? Because even I had to look. I was like, "Woo, what is going on?" And when it
you want to know something?
It was a tranny, right? And we both. Once I realized what it was, I looked away. But he continued to like look.
You remember the show Power? Cotton on Power. Remember the show Power with Queen Latifah in the singing group that would come on after Empire?
Yes.
That Cotton is really a man.
No,
but
girl,
a woman.
That TV show is Star.
Yeah.
Not Power.
The TV show was Star. It got it when Jesse Smollett did all that line, he got everybody canceled.
You called it Power, that's all.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. Star. But I'm waiting for Power to come back on. Star.
I knew what you meant though. Star.
You know, I forget stuff. You know. I'm not perfect.
So
but Cotton was a pretty woman. Cotton, that was a very pretty woman.
Cotton is gorgeous.
Now I know that
he's
one
no
that's
Caitlyn
on the
Jenner.
Shy is it? The one that's on the Shy? No, not at all. At all.
Like a cake. Well, everybody can't pull that off. Everybody can't pull that off. Cotton pulled it off. Caitlyn Jenner did not.
Gorgeous.
Caitlyn Jenner looks terrible.
Yeah.
Damn.
Terrible.
Damn.
Yeah.
Terrible. Now Janet Mock, she's a big advocate. Janet Mock is very beautiful, but she was a pretty boy. You know, like when little boys are very.
That Netflix show.
Yeah, I think so. That documentary. Yeah, she's very pretty. It has beautiful hair.
Yeah.
Do y'all know who Flame Monroe is?
Yeah.
He's pretty, but he's sometimes when a man does all that and they're a nice sized man, you just too big. So sometimes I'll be like, if you are like a 5'8" man, you can't go to be a woman. Like you just too big. And so if you 6 foot and 6'2", don't do that tranny or not that drag queen shit. That you're just too big. That's just too much.
Yeah,
just too much. I don't like it. I only put like Kevin Hart, like you got to be a petite man if you're gonna be a switch over to be a woman. Don't be no big burly ass man and then like I'm gonna be a woman. No, thank you. Don't nobody want no retribution. Nobody want that. The big burly women are trying to get thin and all. I don't know. Maybe that's me being shallow, but I don't like it. It ain't pretty. It don't look good. Kind of like Ben Rames. Ben Rames don't look good.
Yeah, I would say my only thing is that, don't try too hard. If you're gay, like be gay. You don't have to try too hard to be something. That's my only thing about that is the ones who go too hard. And I'm like, I get it. You're gay. You're celebrating who you are, and I love it. I think in my opinion, I think they just go too hard, and I'm just like, that's just too much. Just turn it down.
I'm telling you, the only ones who I see pull it together is Cotton and Young M.A. And I don't know what Young M.A. really is, but that's a cool dude. That's a cool guy.
Yeah, young M.A. That's my peoples right there.
she is so cool.
Yeah.
As we are getting ready to finish up this broadcast, Candy, make sure that you give us an update on the sports world.
On sports, because the NBA is back. The NBA is back in the bubble. First, and this is another thing. So, the NBA started Thursday. I've been hyped. Everybody's hyped. Everybody in the bubble. Lou Will got in trouble because he said he had to go to his grandpa's funeral, which was like his friend's grandpa's funeral. While he was out of the bubble, he went to Magic City to get some wings. Talking about, I was just getting some wings, and you was watching that ass. I'm telling you, everybody want to go to the strip club right now. And hey, this is how I know he wasn't getting no wings. For the longest, Lou Will had 2 women. Like he for real had 2 women, 2 girlfriends living with him and everything. So you was getting some wings, but you damn sure got a lap dance. And I ain't mad at you, Lou, but his team lost.
Yeah. I cannot stand Candy. She is cutting up. Oh my god.
It be making me angry because people make me laugh, man. People are so full of shit sometimes, man. Just tell the truth sometimes. You know what I mean? Lou Will said, I was hungry. It was after hours. I needed some wings. Oh,
right.
So you could have got a bag of wings.
I honestly, because I don't pay attention to sports like that, what is this bubble thing?
Well, everybody that's in the NBA, if you're actually playing, they are basically on the Disney Island in Orlando. If you're not a part of the NBA, like no wives, no kids, like nobody can come. It's literally NBA. It's like AAU. It's like the NBA players, the coaches. You have a few of the media, but nobody can leave outside of the bubble. Nobody can come in. Everybody has tested negative for the coronavirus, so they in there. There are no fans. They have these virtual fans, which is stupid. But everybody thought it would be weird watching the games with no fans. But to me, just being a fan of the game, I don't need the fan. When I go to the arena, I'll get by myself. I can watch the game in silence. You know what I mean? Because I really love the game. So it was just actually good to see the players out there playing. Everybody took a knee before the game with the Clippers and the Lakers. It was a player with I believe it's Orlando. He didn't take a knee. He was saying that he's this super Christian or whatever. But what people don't realize, Jesus stood for something, and he would have took a knee right now. You know what I mean? Like Jesus wouldn't have been standing. Jesus would have been with the people. You ignorant, slow Christians. You know what I mean? Who are so religious and know everything. You know what I mean? He was for the people. He wouldn't have been with the masses on some BS. But anyway, so all the NBA players are in a bubble. That's why the whole Lou Will thing is a big deal, because you can get a pass out of the bubble, but in order to come back, you got to go through testing. You got to sit out and everything else. So he had to have like a 10-day quarantine and everything else because he blew it, because he was out getting wings at Magic City.
But then, like, what if we find out, because we're still learning about this virus, that we're believing that it could be just airborne? and not necessarily in contact with people. So
either way you go is you're gonna get it if you know it's just in the air. Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm a little confused about it because, like I said, I wasn't feeling good the other day. I feel like I had a cold. I'm good. So I don't know. You know, they're $1 million guys. It's a $1 billion industry, so they're, you know what I mean. They're doing the best that they can just so they can play. Like as of now, everybody is negative. So we'll go with that, and hopefully nobody will. And that's my thing. If everybody's negative, how the hell do we test positive? And if it's airborne, wouldn't everybody have it?
And not only that, but there's people with COVID that are tested negative, and they have COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I know that it's real because I know, you know, people who have died from it. But to me, it's a catch-22. You know what I mean? But I was definitely thrilled to see the NBA come back. Hopefully, the NFL can come back. Antonio Brown, the NFL finally gave him an 8-game suspension. So as soon as somebody pick his crazy ass up, he'll be back in the NFL, which he's crazy. I think he has CTE or whatever. I think that he suffers from that for Antonio Brown. Mm-hmm. And we won't find out until he dies. But I think that he's really off. I think he's been hit in the head too many times. That crazy, his baby mama, the white baby mama that he had, that he was arguing with.
I look at that relationship, and they look like some people I know in Kansas.
Hold on, but you know they just had a baby. They just had a baby a week ago. He just had a baby with her a week ago. Like what? He's crazy. Pregnant. She might be killing him. She might be trying to kill him to get some money. So if he checks out, I wouldn't be surprised.
Bye. You got what you wanted. Yeah, just what you wanted. Well, anyway, I just want to say this is just a great show. We had a great show. We got to log off here. I thank everybody who tuned in and watched. Make sure you share the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Baltimore Washington Connection, and then also our Facebook channel, the Baltimore Washington Connection.
We'll continue to pray for Kanye.
Lord have mercy. Yes.
His wife acted like she loved him and went up there and took a picture with him and went back home. So continue to pray for brother Kanye.
I am not dealing with her today. I love Candy. Just so Candy knows, you can say anything you want, honey. Just don't be mixing me in your bullshit. No, I'm just
I love Nigeria.
There you go, baby. But anyway, we're out of here. We're out of here. We gotta let's get it, let's go. Y'all better know what that means now. Keep it popping.
All right, y'all.
All right, love y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Have a good week.
All right, you too.